When I go throughout my day and diligently capture action items on a to-do list, the to-do list eventually turns into a scary and intimidating monster. I dread having to face that monster later in the day, and I put it off as long as possible. I carry the anxiety of that to-do list throughout the day, and when I finally get to it, it takes too damn long to get through. Well, thankfully, I found a better way. Instead of collecting all my to-dos on one daunting to-do list, or one giant inbox, I've started putting my to-dos in different batch buckets. Now, what's a batch bucket, you ask? A batch bucket is a place where action items go until you're in the proper mode or context to empty them and complete them all at one time. Each one of us experiences a different mental mode during the day. Just after having a cup of coffee in the morning, you are likely in a focus mode where you are willing to tackle hard items on your to-do list. But after you go enjoy a pasta buffet with your coworkers at lunch, you have severe brain fog, and in that early afternoon you can only seem to do mindless tasks like responding to email messages and cleaning your desk. Scott Adams, the creator of the Dilbert comic, says that when I wake up, my brain is relaxed and creative. The thought of writing a comic is fun and is relatively easy because my brain is in exactly the right mode for that task. By 2 p.m., all I can do is regurgitate the ideas I've seen elsewhere. At 6 a.m., I'm a creator. At 2 p.m., I'm a copier. Each one of us also experiences different contexts throughout the day. The contexts are times when only a select few actions are relevant, given the current situation. For example, constantly reminding yourself to buy milk at the grocery store while you're in a meeting with your team is rather pointless. An item like buy milk is only helpful to remember when you are in the context of a grocery store. David Allen, the author of Getting Things Done, says there is never a moment at which you could do everything you've decided to do, or everything on your to-do list, simply because most of those actions require a specific tool or location. If you learn to defer actions until you're in the optimal mode and context by placing those actions in specific batch lists instead of your general to-do list, you'll reduce the anxiety that comes with a daunting to-do list and maximize your efficiency. To give you an example of what batch buckets you can create, here are my 5 favorite batch buckets. The 5 separate lists that I maintain to capture context and mode-specific items. My first batch bucket, mindless work. This bucket includes important but mundane tasks. Tasks like answering basic emails, cleaning my desk, formatting documents, or paying the bills. I empty this bucket every day after lunch when I'm easily distracted and my energy is low. This frees me to not worry about the mindless stuff until that's all I'm willing to do. My second batch bucket is my deep work bucket. This bucket includes tasks that require intense focus and critical thinking. Tasks like writing, designing, studying, or solving problems. I empty this bucket every morning when my energy is at its highest and I am less likely to be distracted. This ensures I use my time effectively and don't waste time doing an important task during low focus times when I'm likely to take twice as long to complete it. My third batch bucket is the calls bucket. When I need to phone a friend to wish them a happy birthday or call a vendor to ask about a shipment, I purposely put off making that call until my commute time later in the day. That way I can use my time in the car efficiently by making several phone calls in a row when I'm in a talkative and social mode. My fourth batch bucket, groceries and errands. When my wife tells me to get some eggs or go pick up a package at UPS, I push that action into the GE bucket list, groceries and errands bucket list. I empty the bucket when we desperately need one item in the bucket. That way I only need to drive to the store or go across town to pick up a package 1 or 2 times a week. And my last batch bucket, the browsing bucket. When I'm reminded to watch a funny SNL video on YouTube, or read a blog article from Seth Godin, or download the latest song from deadmau5, I simply put that item in my browsing bucket. I empty that bucket every evening while sitting on the couch with an iPad in one hand and a glass of wine in the other. Action items that don't fit into one of these buckets goes into my general bucket list, my general to-do list. I still process this general list every day at 4 p.m., but because I collect items on other lists, getting through my general list isn't daunting anymore. So what batch buckets can you set up to catch the stream of to-dos coming your way? I advise having no more than 5 go-to batch lists. Any more and you might find it confusing keeping track of all your lists. With a few batch buckets in place, you can confidently defer items until the time is just right, allowing you to empty a batch bucket all at once. This minimizes the weight of your to-do list and maximizes the effectiveness of your time by doing similar tasks at the same time. So the next time that you encounter an action item, ask yourself, what bucket can I put this in and get to later? That's my productivity principle for today. If you would like a one-page PDF worksheet of this principle, just click the link below and I'd be happy to email it to you. If you've already signed up for the free Productivity Game newsletter, this PDF is sitting in your inbox. Thanks for watching, and I hope you have a productive week.